Now we're going to work on the 6th video of the second section of the flow form. The 6th video will encompass the Repulse Monkeys. It will only be the Repulse Monkeys, but within that there's 6 movements. 3 on the left, 3 on the right that repeat each other. It's a very good movement. It's a good movement to practice, a good movement to play with. We'll start by going through to number 16, from the start of the second section to number 16, what was already done. So from the starting posture, cross hands position, 1 to the corner, 2 opposite corner, 3 back corner, 4 roll back, sidewalk, 5 press, back corner, 6 move away, 7 the push to the corner, 8 sweep to the front wall, 9 Tai Chi ball at the corner, 10 diagonal single whip to the corner, 11 sit back from the corner, 12 turn to face the sidewall, 13 back to the front corner, 14 opening to the back corner, 15 back to the front corner, 16 fist under elbow, sidewall. And this is where we will start the Repulse Monkeys. So the Repulse Monkeys will just go straight back. You're going to be turning from the corners, basically the front and the back corner. But essentially your main focus is toward the side wall. I'll do it facing this way, then I'll turn around to face you so you can see the movement. So under the fist under the elbow, what we're going to do is we step back with the right leg. So this is all backwards movements. Repulse Monkey is all backwards movements. So we step back with the right leg, the right foot, we step back, right hand drops and turns. So it comes past the qua, and turns a little bit further, or moves a little bit further. But notice how it moves. It doesn't move like so. It's more the elbow opening, like I was talking about with the last movement, in the last exercise. Boom, it opens. This hand has stayed where it is toward the center line. Yeah? Boom. So you're opening up at that movement and you're facing the corner. Essentially the hips are facing the corner. You turn back. So there's a little turn in it. This is 17. This is the posture of 17. Then you're going to turn back. As you turn back, left hand turns up. Okay, as you turn back, from the spiraling of this hip, shoulder, wrist, so it turns up. Right hand comes on the arc to face back. So here in this position, it's in line with the ear, but they could meet together. They're sort of on the angle together. It's sort of like holding a really big ball. So they're not facing different directions. You feel full in that moment. Okay, that's 17. And then 18. And sorry, as you've turned back, you turn to face the side wall again. Okay, so 17, you're open at the corner, turn back, then you'll step with the left leg, and you do the same thing opposite side. Opening. So that's my 18th position. So this hand is facing down, front hand is facing down, left hand has come off the qua. You can't see it, but I'll turn around so you see it the next time. I'm facing the corner, you turn back to face the side wall, remember the hands turning, so they can meet each other, nice and big, then you step back. Right leg back, 19, turning, back, 20, turning, back, 21, turning, back, 22. Okay, now do it facing you. So there's 3 on each side. So 17, 19 and 21 are to the right. Okay, 18, 20 and 22 are to the left. from the fist under elbow. Step back with the right leg. 17. Yeah, so we're not stopping here, then turning. We're turning straight through there. And it feels like you're stretching. The stretching feeling feels like you're pulling back a bowstring. Yeah, so you've got a bow, you're pulling it back. Same feeling, it feels like you're pulling back a bowstring. You turn back from the hips. Make sure it's from the hips. When we do it faster, this will seem like these two movements are connected together. But I just want to separate them into two so you get the basic idea of the movement. As we do it a little bit more momentum, it will seem like they happen at the same time. Turn back, then step, 18. Okay, now when I'm from this position, I step. Now when my hands change, this hand at the moment, the left hand is in the center line. It's going to go from the center line past the hip, so it goes off my center line. It's drawing like a rollback. It's pulling you in. It's like, come with me. So it has that energy with it. The other hand is coming forward. So it's coming from the angle, coming back to the center line, saying, no, stay there. So it's got these two elements in it. One is stopping, one is pulling. Yeah? On. But with your hand that's pushing out, it doesn't want to push out too much. It doesn't want to be a big push. It's more just settling into the position. It's not got anything extra. You don't do anything extra that you don't need. So we do it again. 16, 17, turn, 18, turn, 19, turn, 20, turn, 21, turn, 22. Okay, that's when I'm talking about the two parts of the movement. If I do the one movement, if we're moving in normal speed, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah? So it's those two movements combined as we're moving. The other thing, which is very important with the Repulse Monkey, is when you're stepping back, we're trying to step straight on the outside sole. Makes it really difficult. Okay? Naturally, your natural tendency will be to turn with the foot. Yeah? To turn. And this is okay to start with. Okay, to start with, you can be turning like that. But eventually you want to make your angle of your foot less and less turning. So that when I'm in this position and I've come to this position, the knee has stayed there. Okay, the knee is not pulled off. Remember what I was saying about earlier in this section, that when you're turning, the thigh must rotate, must stretch. Okay, same thing here. Boom. So you're turning in this way. Your knee is still strong. It hasn't pulled off. If I do it facing this way, 16. So the knee is nice and strong there. Remember, you've got 100% weight there. Yeah, so it must be strong. If you're up like this, this is a very weak structure. It's weak for your body. You're disconnecting from the ground. We want to keep this connection to the earth. So that's important. But to start with, have your feet going out. It will make it easier for you. Yeah? It will make it easier for you. But eventually try and make that less and less so you get more work with the hip. More rotation in these joints. It's more important for you. Yeah, so let's go from the start. And we'll go right through to the end of the Repulse Monkeys. So there's 6 Repulse Monkeys to 20 seconds, to number 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Repulse Monkey. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And that's where we finished. So even though the front leg is like so, there's no weight in it. Okay, and that's like all throughout your form. If at any time, regardless of where you are, maybe 13, 14, this position, you should be able to lift this leg. This position, oh, see, that's bad balance. So I should be able to lift this leg. And when you lift your leg, it shouldn't affect your structure. So if I lift it here, it shouldn't affect the rest of the structure, because you've got 100% weight in. If what is happening is when you're standing here and you have a little bit of weight in your insubstantial leg, and you want to lift this leg, and you've got to shift your weight, to come up, then you're actually being lazy in your form. You're not doing it correctly. You want to try to bring 100% into the leg that you're moving into. And why that is important is because when you've got 100% weight in the leg and your hip is slightly softened, coccyx tucked under, your body is in the correct structure. You don't even have to think about it. It's so easy. Your body alignment is all perfect. It's all fine. But when you start placing this foot down and putting a little bit of weight into it, so moving your center into it a little bit, then your hips can start playing with funny stuff. So if you have a tendency to shift more weight into this hip, because it's in a slightly different alignment than the other hip, then you'll strengthen this. This will become stronger and stronger, so your body will become more and more imbalanced. This is one of the reasons why we're doing the flow form, and why we're doing it on the one leg, okay? Because it encourages this type of balance, this type of development of the weaker side. And what that means, when you're practicing with it, you can be doing it like so. You can be completely off. Boom, completely off. Boom, completely off. Boom, completely off. So as soon as the other foot has made contact, the other one is free, and it can move around. Yeah, so remember, don't get lazy. Try and do it correctly, particularly in the base. Build that structure.